All right.
Mm.
So today we have a special guest, and it's a person who we went from destroying each other's Barbies, being pushed down the stairs and locked in closets, to being each other's best friends. And now she's finally found a man who isn't a walking red flag. So this is my sister, Michelle.
Hi.
She's my older sister. I'm the
Mm.
youngest. Um, all right, so we're gonna kind of start off with what we were like as kids. So I thought it would be funnier if um you described what I was like as a kid and I described what you were like as a kid. So like how I remember you as a kid and how you remember me because
Annoying.
I think we have wildly different perspectives of each other than we viewed ourselves.
Yeah. Well, I think the 4.5 year age gap. Um, yeah, you were super annoying. Well, well, no, that's not true. Up until you were like probably 6 or 7, you were like my baby doll.
Yeah.
And but then when I was like a preteen, teenager, then you were super annoying because you just wanted to be everywhere I was, and I would be
Michelle,
hanging out
you
with
should
my
have been
friends.
flattered.
Well, at that age, it's not flattering, it's annoying. Yeah, you were always around, and not to mention, uh, you like to videotape over mine and my friends' cool videos that we made with your feet.
Okay, well, that video, let's get this straight, was not cool. It was never
Your video
cool.
was not cool.
Yeah, but I was a child and you were teenagers. So to me, you were like a mini mom. Like you were a mini mom to me. Like you said,
Mhm.
like I was like one of your baby dolls. So you like we were always together because I always wanted to be around you. I thought you were like the coolest person in the world. Obviously, doesn't every sibling feel that way about their older sibling?
I suppose so. Um,
So,
and now that I look back, yes,
right?
I yes. Now I'm flattered. Because I'm still cool.
Yeah. But I'm also cool and less annoying.
This is true. This is true. Much
Mike,
less annoying.
Mike
Much
would
less.
probably debate the less annoying fact, but
Yes, but now I have a mini Sarah who lives with me. Um, your niece,
yep.
who is your clone, and so I'm getting the torture times two from her.
That's funny because I think that's karma. That's payback for you pushing me down the stairs.
Okay, it was an accident.
Okay, locking me in the closet, that was not.
That was not an accident, and cutting your Barbie's hair was not an accident.
I know. So this is a fun story about Barbies because when I was little, so let me preface this with Michelle has extreme OCD, and that um was shown in her organization of her Barbies and how they were all dressed and everything when she put them away. Well, don't forget, we're like 4.5 years different in age. So when Michelle was in school, I was bored. So I would go play with all of Michelle's Barbies, and I had a fascination with undressing them, which is actually funny because didn't Brinley have a fascination with undressing them for a little while too?
She still does.
Okay. So I would undress all of her Barbies and then she would be coming home from school, so I would just shove them all back in the box. So then when I was older, a little bit older, and had my own Barbies, Michelle cut all their hair off. She got in big
Yes.
trouble for that one.
I gave them crew cuts. Hey, later in life, I decided to be a hairstylist for a
Yeah,
while.
so I think it was really just well, remember I used to do my hair for like every special event too
Mm-hmm.
before that. So we
Yeah.
kind of knew that was coming, I guess, right?
Yeah. I'm very creative.
You are creative. We're both very creative.
Yes.
We get that from mom.
Yeah.
We get our sense of humor from dad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good
Anyway.
old Davy.
Um,
Mm.
okay. So the next thing is when did we go from being big sister and little sister to sisters and besties? Do you think it was like gradual or do you think that we had like a defining moment?
Well, I would say gradually you got less annoying. So so I think we started spending more time together once we were older.
Yeah.
Um, because like almost 5 years is a pretty big gap.
Yeah. I think
Um,
for me, it was when you left for college. I didn't
mhm.
like,
You
you
missed
know,
me.
you were my sister, but I didn't realize how important that relationship was. And then when you came home, I wanted to, well, I was going to college, and then it was
Yeah.
like, we still spent holidays together and we still talked to each other all the time. But when I came home from college, I think is when like it all changed because we were both adults then.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably right.
And then we have not stopped talking every day since then. So like literally every day, all day,
There's
every
too many
day.
things to talk about.
And Deborah is in there too,
Oh,
talking
yeah.
all day, every day.
Deb.
I can't wait to go shopping on Saturday.
I know it's gonna be so much fun.
She's
Lee is
gonna love
very
that.
excited. She wasn't thrilled about just going shopping for my birthday, she said. So she asked where we were going, and I said, well, we're probably going to go to a bunch of stores. And she's like, I don't think I want to go. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, no. I said, well, grandma said we're going to go to Macy's. And she's like, Macy's? That's my favorite place. I said, I know. She's like, okay, I'll come.
You know why? Because they also have toys there. She probably likes that too. Well, and she
And
loves clothes, but
and grandma buys her whatever she wants.
yeah,
So
it's true.
who wouldn't go? So,
That's true. Okay, and then the next thing I have is what we admire about each other now.
what we admire. I think that you're a very loyal person. Um, you're a little bit funny.
A
Your
little.
husband doesn't think you're as funny as me, though.
That's true. You guys have the same sense of humor, that's why.
I know, I know. Um,
Which, by the way, revolves around picking on me, so
I mean, we pick on him a fair amount, though,
I
too.
know. It's true.
Yeah. Um, and I don't know, I just admire your strength and um you always give good advice and I look forward to our chats every day. And you're the best auntie ever.
That is true.
Yes. Yes.
For me, I would say it's your ability to just like figure it out. Like always just like you've been through so much shit. I've watched you go through and like everything with B and just like I just I admire how strong you are and I think that that's part of the reason why like I think about everything that like Mike and I went have been going through with like IVF and stuff, and I'm just like, you know what? Michelle has had the shit she has gone through, and she's gotten through that. There's always light at the other end of the tunnel. So we just have to keep pushing. And I think that's something we also really get from mom is just being like strong women. We're very independent, and
Yeah.
like you figure it out, and you just care so much about other people. Like you like you were
Sometimes
meant to
it's a
be.
curse.
Yeah, I know, because I'm the same way too. But you you just like you're such a gift giver, like not even just like physical gifts, like you're very like you cook dinner all the time. Like that's something that's I guess that's kind of an act of service, but I just
Mm.
you're just so giving and you're such a good mom. So, yeah.
Well, Ridley might say different on day to day.
Briley's a little biatch.
She really
She in the
is.
best way, but like, I love her so much. Like she is so funny.
She's our Sour Patch Kid.
She I That's exactly how I describe her to people all
Hmm.
the time. I found this video today of her talking to Mike. It was before we went to go see the Barbie movie,
Mm.
and I didn't get this part, but right before the video started, she looked at Mike and said, "Is that what you're wearing?" He was like, "Yeah, is that okay?" And she was like, yeah, I guess that's okay."
Funny story about that. She has literally made me cry before,
Oh my God.
asking me if that was an outfit that I was wearing. And like, we've all struggled with our weight.
Mhm.
And yeah, I came out one day and I thought I had a really cute outfit on, and she was probably about 8, I think. And she looks at me with like a look of disgust and was like, "Is that what you're wearing?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Ugh, turn around and go change." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "That's disgusting.
Oh
Go
my God.
change."
I love when she says disgusting though. It's so funny.
Disgusting, yeah. And I started to cry and I called her dad. And I was crying, and he's like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, "Your daughter is so mean to me." And I told him what happened, and he's like, "Really? You're gonna take fashion advice from a kid who only wears sticky shorts?"
Right. And now I feel like she has really good fashion sense now.
She does. She does. And she thinks she's a diva.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest here.
Her
Remember
little moves.
Remember at my bachelorette party when you FaceTimed her and she was like, "Mommy, are you gonna brush your hair?"
Yeah, she says that to me, stuff like that on the daily.
Gina and Amanda bring that up almost every time I talk about Brinley to them because they were in the room with you. They're like,
Yeah.
"I'll never forget when she asked Michelle if she was gonna brush her hair that day." And you were like, "Yeah, I just woke up."
Hmm. Yeah. She's
She's
rotten.
so funny.
uh,
But she's also really sweet too.
she can be, yes. If you're having a bad day, she will tell you that you're pretty and compliment you in other ways. But
Yeah, one time she clapped because I had eyebrows.
yeah, I remember that.
That was my favorite. I was like, listen, thank you. You know what? I figured it out. It's because the day before I wasn't wearing makeup. And then that day I came over and I did my eyebrows because I always do. And she was
Yeah.
like, "You have eyebrows." And I was like,
She
"Yeah,
was
thank you."
little.
Yeah, I
She
think
was
she was only
little.
like 5.
Yeah.
So funny. Uh, all
Uh,
right.
anyway.
Next subject
Uh-huh.
is we're calling this Michelle's Toad era.
Mm, it was an
And
era for sure.
this is how she um kissed and even married some toads before she she found a good one. Um, so what do you think are some red flags that you just straight up ignored? And then like what did you learn from them?
Mm. Well, so I feel like family is super important to us, right?
Mhm.
And
It's
we're all
like
very
huge
close.
for us.
So I always found like guys that were not really involved in their family, like never really worked out.
Yeah.
Talk bad about like parents or siblings or whatever. Um Other red flags, let's see. In between jobs. I'm in between jobs. That's a red flag
That is a
usually.
red flag.
Yeah. Like the ones that have the Peter Pan complex. They just
I never
can't grow
grow up.
up. Yeah, or the ones that are selfish and the ones that only want one thing and they tell you they're going to give you the world and then they never even come
Oh,
close.
yeah. Couldn't even
Yeah,
give you dirt.
yeah. And then communication skills, that's a big one too.
Yeah, that's a big one. And
Um,
I feel like even at the beginning, like with me and Mike, we like struggled with communication, but I mean, he was 25 when we met. Like, I
was
was almost
just a
30.
baby.
The baby Mike. I
He
had
doesn't
to
know
like
that we call him that.
I didn't tell him that yet.
He's
Well, he'll
gonna
find
know
out now.
now.
I guess I'll have to tell him tonight before I post this tomorrow. Um, but yeah, no, like the family thing, now that you say that, that like really triggers something in me because my two exes, those who shall not be named that have the same name,
Right.
um, neither of them were super close with their family, or they had like a lot of family issues.
Hmm.
And that was definitely a red flag. And they were both very selfish, also. But then there's Mike, like he's super close to his family. He will be like, I haven't seen my parents in 2 weeks. I'm just gonna go over there. And I'm like, are you gonna call them first? He's like, no. It's like,
Yeah, and I always feel like you want a guy who treats their mom really well
yeah, that's a big
because
thing.
like that's how they're gonna treat you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. Mm.
Do you have any funny or unhinged dating stories?
Of course. But really sticks out in my mind. You remember that show Catfish?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this actually happened to me in real life. Oh, dating apps are super popular now because that's how you meet people. I work from home and I don't go to the bars anymore. So, you're swiping. And I met this guy, attractive. We had good conversation over text. We talked on the phone a couple of times. And then he asked me if I wanted to go out to dinner. I said, sure, let's do something like casual and fun. He's like, how about Dave and Buster's? I'm like, great. So he's like, all right, do you want me to pick you up? And I was like, no, no, absolutely not. I'll meet you there. So he's like, okay. He's like, well, how am I going to find you? I said, well, you know what I look like from my picture, right? And I said, I'll be wearing a red shirt. And he's like, okay. So I get to Dave and Buster's and I'm inside and I'm like looking around and I don't see him. So I call him and he's like, oh, I'm here. Now, mind you, his picture, he is like 6'3". He's got like medium brown hair. He's got a nice build, like looks like he works out. And I'm looking for this guy. And so I call him and I'm like, hey, I'm here. Are you here? He's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm over by the doors. And I said, oh, okay. So I'm looking for him. I don't see him. I'm like, I don't see you. And he's like, oh, I'm right here. And then all of a sudden, I'm like looking and I stop because there's a guy going like this. And I'm like looking around and I'm like, me? He's like, hi, I'm waving to you. And I'm like, oh. He was, now I'm like 5'7" ish, right? So he was probably about 5'5", not 6'3".
Well, how did he get the illusion that he was 6'3" in his picture?
Well, I'll tell you. No, because the picture wasn't actually him. It
Oh,
was a friend of his. He did not have medium brown hair. He had fire engine red hair. He was wearing glasses, little spectacles, which whatever.
yeah.
Okay. And he definitely did not look like he went to the gym a day in his life.
Was it like pick a picture like of multiple people and he said he was the other friend?
No.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. It was like he stole his friend's pictures from like Facebook or something and posted them on this dating site. Now, like this was years ago. Now you have to do like the face
Verification, right?
recognition thing. Yeah, verification. So, I hope it never happens to anyone else, but it happened to me. And then I felt bad.
Well,
So
yeah.
most people would just be like, no, I'm out of here. I felt awful. So I ended up staying for a little while and like playing games and whatever. But I was like, I said to him, I'm like, you realize that this is not off to a good start because you just completely lied to me about who you are and
Yeah.
basically got me to come here on false pretenses.
Right. What did he say?
He was like, yeah, well, he's like, you were just so beautiful that I didn't think that you would go out with me if, you know, I showed you a picture of me. And I was like, well,
You're
how do
like,
you know?
yeah, and also you want rejection in person or over the internet? Which one's easier, bro?
Like, I definitely wouldn't have. However, like,
Way to
no.
put someone in an awkward position.
Right. And it was very awkward. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this now?
Yeah.
So, like, almost an hour into it, I faked an asthma attack.
Wait, that's funny.
I had to, I had no choice. Yeah, I was like, I gotta go to the car and get my inhaler.
And
And I
then
just bolted. I just
took
left.
off.
Yeah. I'm not proud of that, but he lied
Yeah.
first.
No, he did. I think that, listen, I don't think it's nice to ghost people. However,
Mhm.
he deserved it.
He did deserve it.
Because if you're gonna lie to someone about what you look like to get them there, first of all, that's serial killer behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, who knows what else he would lie about? Like if you're gonna lie about something as important as like what you look like and who you really are, like you're gonna lie about a lot of other things.
That's what I said.
He's probably, and also if he's really that insecure, that would have been bad. I could have seen him like getting jealous of, especially like with you and Brian. Like I could have seen him
Right.
getting jealous of that, and that wouldn't have been good because
Right.
like you and Brian are really close. I
Yeah,
mean,
like I need to be with someone who's confident and
mhm,
secure in themselves and,
mhm.
you know, secure in a relationship with
Yeah.
me. So,
I mean, that's how everyone should feel. And I think that's why a lot of people find those crimson flags, not even just red, but straight up crimson, is because, at first there's these people who are like so nice, and maybe they are a little bit good
mhm.
looking. And then women are like, oh, well, he's really nice. Like, I'll give him a chance. But really he's like insecure about himself. Maybe he's like shorter or a little bit overweight or something and he doesn't have great confidence. But I feel like those things really don't matter. Like looks don't matter as much
Mhm.
if you have a really good personality and you're a really good person because I think like an average looking person, their looks become elevated to somebody who has feelings for them. I think
Yeah.
like that's really true. Um, but he just like started off on a bad note. So I feel like if
Mhm.
somebody does that, you have every right to just get up and leave and be like
Yeah.
goodbye. And you were
This
actually
isn't.
nicer about it
It
than
was
you could have
nice.
been.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't Love is Blind here, right? Like,
Right. Like it's not you didn't sign up to be in the pods.
no. No, but I probably would have gotten some guy that was 5'4" and, you know.
I know, I know.
I know, we like the tall guys.
We do, we do. How tall is Dave?
6'3". Yeah.
Mike's still the tallest.
I know.
He's only 34. He could have another growth spurt. Who knows? Because he has baby
Probably
Mike.
not. He's baby Mike. He's
Oh
gonna
my
be
god.
so mad that we call him that. Dave calls him that too now. This is how we refer to him
It's so funny. He
on the
probably won't
daily.
care because it's you and Dave. If it was me that came up with it, he'd be like, "What the hell? Oh, baby."
Well, I don't know how it actually happened, but um Dave was like, "How old is Mike again?" Because his birthday was last month, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, he's like in his early
He's
30s."
35 now.
And
Yeah.
"Oh," he's like, "I didn't realize he was that young." I was like, "Yeah, he's just a baby." And I was like, "Baby Mike."
Baby.
And then it kind of just stuck.
That's alright.
He's in my phone as Baby Mike now.
That's okay. I was thinking about it today and I just have Dave in my phone with his name and I think I'm just gonna change it to number two.
Yes, yes, my boyfriend's name is the same name as my dad, and it's a little weird. I'm getting used to it now.
Yeah, me
Like, I
too. 'Cause,
actually call him by his name now, but
well, like we don't call dad by his name.
sometimes we do.
Yeah, when we're talking to other people, we call him Davy.
Yeah.
Davy Crockett.
Well, with Allie and Christine,
Yeah,
we usually say Dave.
Dave. But
Yeah.
when we refer to your Dave, he's number two.
Yeah, he's number 2. Which I'm not sure that he loves that or not, but
Number
whatever.
two.
I said, "At least you have a nickname. That means they like you."
Yeah. All right. Well, talking about Dave, so what do you think the moment was of realization that this one is different?
Well, for one, um, he definitely pursued me. And that was like a big thing. One of my best friends, Lauren, who is single, and still in the dating world.
We'll put up a picture
Um,
if any eligible bachelors would like
yes,
a chance.
yes,
You know what?
we
We should
should.
have a Lauren dating show
We
on
should.
on the pod.
We should.
Okay.
We
Anyway,
definitely can. Okay, we'll
yeah.
do that. But anyway, we always. Oh, there's my phone. We always talk about like we're tired of being the ones to like make plans with someone and like all that kind of stuff, and be like, when are we gonna hang out and whatever. So, he has literally planned every single date of ours 8 months later. And I never have to wonder like when I'm gonna see him or when I'm gonna hear from him.
Yeah.
Um, he's very thoughtful and yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, we hit our little bump in the road a couple months in, right? Like he decided to break up with me because he was dumb, but it only lasted 11 days.
Yeah. On my 100-point system for Michelle's boyfriends, he's at 98 right now. He would be at 100 if it weren't for those 11 days.
Right. So, but like looking back, I also think that um we might have needed that.
Yeah.
I think it made us better once we did get back together because we had a couple like really deep conversations and we just weren't like super aligned on a couple things. Like our communication was off a bit.
Yeah.
Which we're still working on, he likes to say. Um, but it's getting much better. And
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, you know, he's fun to be around and he lets me be needy and he
That's
lets me
important.
be OCD.
Yes. He lets you clean his apartment.
Yeah, which I mean, really, he's getting the benefit of that. So,
He is. He
but
is.
I don't mind doing it because it keeps me busy.
I know. You like cleaning.
And I'm here half the time anyway, so
Yeah, you might as well.
yeah. Yeah, no, he's great.
I
I
agree.
haven't felt this way in a very long time, if ever, to be honest.
Aw.
So,
Number two.
I know. I know.
Um, I
Hmm.
just want to like add that Mike and I have been together literally next month will be 10 years, and we
No.
still always say that like we're always working on communication because even still, like he'll
Hmm.
say things and it'll make me upset, and he's like, "Oh, like I didn't, oh, I'm sorry that made you upset." I was like, "Well, the words didn't make me upset. It's how you said it made me upset." Like,
No.
and so like we still everyone has those little communication things. And that's
Yeah.
just life. Everyone has that
Yeah.
in every type of relationship. It's just
Yeah, it's
whatever.
just how you talk about it afterwards and figure it out, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
And that brings me to like the next thing, and I think we can both talk about this a bit, is what healthy love feels like compared to
Mm.
like the past, right? Like we've
Mm.
both thought that we were in love and we loved these people in the past, but like it feels different.
Yeah, so like the biggest thing that I've noticed is I have zero anxiety
That's
with
exactly
Z.
what I was gonna say.
Zero. Like I've been in relationships where I couldn't function days
Hmm.
because I either didn't hear from the person or didn't know like what was going on or like how they were feeling about me or just like in general or whatever situation ship or relationship you know we were having um so that like that feels really great.
Yeah.
Also like I feel like I wasn't looking to meet someone when it happened. um it kind of like it kind of happened at a weird time too.
Yeah.
um
Well, Dar sent him to you. We know that.
Yeah, yeah. So, we were going through a lot and we just started talking and he was really, sweet and he like checked in on me every day and was just like, I don't want to bother you, but how are you doing today? And,
Yeah.
we talked on the phone a couple times and then he's like, when you get back from New York, he's like, we should go out. And I'm like, all right. And then we did.
The
And then
rest is
that's
history.
the story. Yeah.
I know. And that's definitely something like you feel it, like your nervous system calms down.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not always on edge, like wondering what they're doing when you don't hear from them for like a few hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget. It'll be like 4 p.m. and I'm like, oh, I haven't talked to Mike all day. Wonder what he's up to. Probably the same thing he does every day, working.
I know.
That's what he's doing. He's at home, he's working. I know that. Like, he's
Yeah.
here with our cat. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but like you
Mhm.
feel that very early on, I feel like too. I
Uh-huh.
feel like with Mike, I feel like that anxiety that I had carried over from previous relationships went away like very early on into our relationship because he showed me that I didn't have to worry about anything. Like I didn't have to worry about him talking to other girls. I didn't have to worry about him lying to me about bullshit. Like he had a good job and you
Yeah.
know, stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like a crazy thing to finally feel. And also like I worked on myself a lot
yeah.
before I met Dave, and I feel like that really helps, like, I mean, we all have past relationship traumas,
Yeah.
right? That usually carry over into the next relationship, but yeah, I feel like if you truly are happy with yourself
Mhm.
and are in a good place when you meet the right person, um then it kind of just like all comes together.
And you know what the crazy thing is for me though is that like number 1, I was not expecting to meet Mike when I did. Like, like
Right.
I had just been dumped like a month prior and um we talked about this on our episode, but like he volunteered to help me do something. Like he barely
Yeah.
knew me. He knew me as a person at work. So obviously he knew I wasn't like a murderer or something, but like he like volunteered to help me and it was
Yeah.
like it was just like I wasn't looking for anything, but like I had that time. This was the first time I had ever lived by myself without
Yeah.
any family around me. And even like in the early months where we were just like talking, we weren't really officially dating. Like I really took that time to work on who I was as a human being and like just me as a person and what was really important to me. And I think I found myself again
Mhm.
through the ability to be able to see my family more because with my exes, I was always so isolated. And
Yeah.
then with Mike, it was like it wasn't a guilt trip if I didn't want to see him one weekend because I wanted to go see my family. It was good. All right, see you. I'll go see mine. Bye. It was like, and that's like the
That's
family thing.
healthy. Yeah, that's
Yeah, and
healthy.
like we always laugh because Mike and I only saw each other on Wednesdays and the weekends for like 2 whole years of our relationship until we
Yeah.
moved in together, and I think that was what I needed to, like, be able to be myself in the relationship, and he needed that because he very much still needs his own independence, and that, I think, showed him that I'm not like, "No, you have to be with me all the time," because he would feel suffocated by that. Even now, like, he goes to the gym and I'm like, "See ya,
Mhm.
got my alone time." I go to bed at 9 p.m. and he stays up till 1, like
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Dave and I both have kids.
yeah.
I have a daughter, he has a daughter. And so it's weird because, like, this never happens. We had the same exact
It was
schedule.
meant to be.
Like, the days that I have Brindley are the days that he has his daughter.
Yeah,
So, we're only able to see each other for either 2 days a week or 3 days a week.
yeah,
It's kind of like, uh, I don't know, it worked out. So we each get that separate time. But now we have integrated our
yeah,
children into
yeah,
our relationship, which was a big thing
I
for me.
know.
I've never done that before.
It's good
Um,
though. Brinley's always
yeah,
wanted a little sister.
I know.
That's good
And she
though.
absolutely adores Dave. And
Yeah,
the girls met for the first time last Friday. at Disney on Ice. And yeah, I mean, so far so good. You know, we'll see how it goes, but
Yeah,
I
I
like it.
know.
I'm liking it.
And I think that's something that, like, when I found out about Dave and his schedule with his daughter, I actually, like, that was something I really admired about him, is because a lot of dads only have that every other weekend schedule.
Yeah,
And I think it's really telling of parents when they separate to be able to have, like, or want to have that truly, like,
50-50.
50-50 schedule. Because, like, could you imagine not seeing Brinley for like 2 weeks and only having her for 2 days? Like, you know
No,
what I mean? And I don't know how people can do that. I know sometimes it's mandated by the court or whatever, but it
yeah,
just, like, and it just shows, like, I don't know, like, his situation getting that, but it just shows that in some capacity, he fought to have his daughter more than just
yeah,
the typical. So I think
yeah,
that is something really telling for me as well, the type of person he is and the type of father he is, obviously, too. And just the way you talk about them together also,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
He's a great dad.
And she's literally a mini him with red hair.
She is his twin.
So cute. So cute. Oh my god. Well,
Yeah,
that's like B. She's basically like a mixture of you and Brian, but
yeah.
um I think if you like
He
started
has a lot of
balding,
his mannerisms.
I think if you started balding her hair, I think she would look more like Brian.
Yeah, and they have this same dumb look on their face when they're like concentrating, watching something.
Like,
Like the jaw goes
yeah,
out on the bottom, and yeah, it's kind of funny.
it is really funny. Oh, she's mean to him though. She's so mean to him
She's
sometimes.
mean to both of us.
I know. It's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, yeah. This morning, when he came to pick her up for school, um, she was not happy with me because I made her go brush her teeth in not the time frame she wanted to do it because she
Oh,
has no sense of time.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
that is one thing that me and Brinley do not have in common.
right.
That and animals.
Yeah, and I feel like she gets the time no sense of time from her Uncle Mike, even though they're not blood related.
She inherited that through osmosis.
Yeah. And yeah, so she told me this morning she walked out the door and I heard her after I closed the door because usually she gives me a hug and a kiss, and I hear her say to Brian, she's like, "I'm not giving mommy a hug and a kiss before school. That's what she deserves." But then 5 seconds later, she knocks on the door
Yeah.
and she's like, "You didn't give me a hug. You don't love me." And I'm like, "You walked out the door."
You
So,
didn't want to give me a hug.
anyway, we hugged
Oh,
and she went off to school.
he's so funny.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Hmm.
Michelle, what would you tell your younger self about love?
Mm. Um, I would make sure you, that I,
Mhm.
um, was in a good place to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Um, that I was, you know, happy with where I was and what I was doing. And please do not ignore the bright red flags.
Crimson.
Because if I've learned anything, like my gut is never wrong.
Yeah.
Um, like it's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy. Um, but I've like been right every
Mhm.
single time I felt something. So, like I would say trust your gut because
Yeah.
that's probably never wrong.
We have that instinct. That's what women
Yeah.
I think that's why women make really good detectives. Intuition.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're
All
gonna
right.
do some rapid fire questions, but it doesn't have to be rapid fire. We can just say it. So who is mom's favorite? Brinley. Like, let's be real. We were pushed out of that once Brinley, especially when she started liking shopping. So
Yeah, so now every time we see mom, it takes her probably a good 5 minutes to say hello to me, and then she'll be like, "Oh, hi, Michelle."
oh, hi, Michelle. She listens to every episode, so she's gonna hear this. So we're calling her out right now.
That's okay. She knows it's true.
Yeah, she knows. Um, who got in more trouble?
Well, okay. Are we talking about younger years or teenage years? Because those are very different. Because I would
Teenage.
say younger years, you used to do a lot of weird
Well,
things. Like,
weird.
do you remember when you
I ran
put
away
my
from school.
toothbrush in
Oh.
the toilet and then you blamed it on my cat?
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you also ran away from elementary school.
my teacher manhandled a little boy in my class. I was afraid. I ran away to
I
my
mean,
friend's dad's car auto shop up the street is where we were going.
yeah, well, don't you watch like TV? I mean, look at how many kids were kidnapped back
Michelle,
then.
it was 1991.
I know, but don't
Literally
you
the year
remember?
Mike was
I mean,
born.
hello, Elizabeth Smart.
What year was she kidnapped?
I don't know, back in the 90s.
Did I watch the
Like,
news when I was 5?
I'm just saying, it could have
Also,
happened.
I was in a pair, so it was less likely for us to be kidnapped.
Yeah, or they could have gotten two for a one.
We were
You
fine.
could have been on a go kart.
We got picked up at the end of the parking lot of the elementary school. We didn't get very far.
Okay, so I was a perfect child, and you can ask Deborah this. She actually told Dave this when
I'm
we had
actually about to
lunch.
call her.
When we had lunch, she told him a few times that I was a perfect child and I never got in trouble and that I never got yelled at. She did say that you were also good.
We
Um,
were good kids
yes. But
in
yeah, as
public.
far as little being rebellious, I would say before teenage years, it was you for sure. Teenage years for me was a little bit different.
I think I was just really curious about a lot of things when I was little, and I was mischievous, so it got me into trouble.
Yeah, you were like a little leprechaun.
I was like Brinley's elf.
Yeah, like I mean, I used to when I was like 16, I used to go out every Thursday night
I know.
to a club that I wasn't old enough to go to with my friends. And, we'd go to parties and things like that. And so,
You know what I think is really funny about this? Is that I never went to like bars and stuff I wasn't supposed to go to, but
mhm,
I was always going to orchard parties. But
yeah.
I was the one driving, so I never drank. So I never
Yeah.
got in trouble because I never came home drunk. Except,
Well, you're kind of still like that, I feel like.
yeah,
You're like,
well,
you're
except
like,
there was this one time. This one time I was drinking and I was actually staying with mom that weekend because I think dad was away or something. So I
mhm,
was staying with mom and my friends came and picked me up and we went to this house party and I think Jason might have heard something about the party being busted and then he was like, I think my little sister is at that party and he called mom and mom came and the cops had just pulled in. Mom pulled in and they said, if you tell me who your child is, I'll bring her out right now and she won't get in trouble. They came in, they were like, where's Sarah Plavchek? And I was like, I'm right here. And they're like, your mom's here. Get outside now. And I was like, okay. And I ran outside and I was like, I was so drunk. That was the first time I was ever drunk. Like the first time ever. And I get in the car and mom's like, Sarah, were you drinking? And I was like, no. And I had the hiccup so bad. And she's like, you reek of alcohol and you have the hiccups. I I had to sleep on her couch and I was hiccuping all night. All night.
Heard this story.
No, mom and I kept this very close to the chest. Dad doesn't know about this either.
Well, he will
Well,
now.
I don't know if he listens to the podcast,
Okay, I
so
used to throw parties at the house when he used to go on business
yeah, I
trips.
know.
Remember you
Grandma
had your
Lucy
first
used to
beer?
let you.
Yes, she did, because Grandma Lucy was the shit.
She didn't even care.
No. Nope.
That's so funny. I'll never forget those. I will never forget being upstairs in my room and hearing you and your friends downstairs laughing. And I would be like, Grandma, Michelle has a bunch of friends downstairs, and she would basically just tell me to ignore it and go to sleep. But, it's so funny too
What
because you
happens
always,
when you're the first grandchild?
yeah, and you always hear how strict she was with like dad and our aunts and uncle. And then you think about it too because like
Look
our
how,
parents were pretty strict with us, but
yeah,
then
but
they
look how
had
they are with the
grandchildren.
grandkids. Right.
Yeah,
Like, I'll yell at Brinley and Dad will say, "Oh, don't yell at her like that. Poor Brinley. Come here." And like anytime I tell her no, even if it's just like not right now, later, she FaceTimes mom
I know.
and is like, Grandma, my mom is so mean to me. She won't let me do whatever. And, she doesn't always explain the whole story
Yeah.
around it. So then I get a text message. One time she told her that I wouldn't feed her.
Mom probably knew that was a lie, but
No. And she was like, well, Brinley says she's hungry and you don't have any food for her. I'm like, are you kidding me? She just ate dinner 10 minutes ago,
oh my
probably a
God.
half a pound of pasta, and she wants snacks. I tell her, go get her own snacks. She knows where everything is. Like,
I
she's not
know.
starving.
That is
Ugh.
so funny.
So,
Okay.
okay.
Who would survive longer in the wild?
Well, definitely not me. I don't know how you are, but I
I think
don't,
I would be fine.
I
I would
don't
probably
look
try
kind of
to
wild.
befriend all the animals. That's what I would do.
Yeah, see, I don't do bugs. I don't do snakes. I don't like fish. I don't.
Okay, it would definitely be me then.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Um, that was an easy one. Who is more dramatic?
Uh, I'm gonna say me.
No.
I'm gonna say me.
Yeah. I think you're just more
At,
emotional than I am.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
at first I feel like everything is crashing down around me, and then I need to like think about things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say I'm probably more me than you.
Yeah, I think I've also grown into this person who I'm just like, okay, like
I
this is
know.
not the
You're
worst
very
thing that
like,
ever happened to me.
well, yeah. I mean, like I text you when things happen and I'm like, she said this and she didn't do this, and you're like, who cares?
You
And
know
I'll
what?
say, I'll like sit back and I'll be like, this bitch.
But you know who I
You
learned
just told
that
me who
from?
cares.
You know who I learned that from? Your brother-in-law. Mike is very much a who gives a fuck about what people think about me, say about me, feel
Yeah,
about me. Like I'm me. They can accept
yeah.
it or they can move on. And like I've also realized that there are just so many things that are so little and so insignificant to life, especially
Mhm.
like everything we face. And it's like, just
I
move
know.
forward.
And I don't like when people don't like me.
I, for a long time, I had that. too, but my husband has helped me with that. And my boss at work,
Yeah.
she is like, I don't care. If you don't like me, you don't like me. My job is not for me to be likable. My job is to be here and do the things I need to do to get my job done. Like,
Well,
that's it.
work is a little different for me.
Yeah.
That I don't put in the same category, but like as far as, close friends or
Yeah.
family and things like that, like if, you know, I get really hurt by things that are
I
said
know.
that are, you
Or
know,
not said.
or not said, right?
I just know that like the very couple very close friends that I have are the only ones that really matter, right? So like
Yeah.
they're we're too valuable for each other's lives that like we ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I have defriended
Yeah.
friends, in the last few years that
Mm,
just really didn't serve a purpose in my life anymore.
we know
Um,
that one.
mhm. And now it's like, it's quality over quantity. And, I have really only a few really good friends, and mm, three of them have, I've known my almost my entire life,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then, I met Lauren in a weird circumstance.
Yeah, that was really
Um,
funny.
but she's become one of my best friends, and I don't know what I would do without her. And
We all love her.
it feels like I've known her for a lifetime. So
Yes. She fits in so well with like your life and just like she fits in well with our family. Like we all loved her when we met her.
yeah, yeah,
Hi
she's great.
Lauren.
She's coming on Saturday.
I know, I can't wait to see her. I haven't seen her since Dar's thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man. All right, last one
Okay.
is one word to describe each other.
Okay, well, I know this is not technically one word, but it's like one phrase.
Yeah.
I would say you're a one of a kind.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, like you're like weird. You're weird.
Yeah.
But you're like a good
It's
weird.
it's quirky. It's quirky.
Okay. Okay. You're weird. But you're like a good weird. You are a little quirky, but like,
Yeah.
you know.
Not like creepy weird.
No, no, like good weird, like I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for you, one word is like caring is like the first thing that comes to mind for me. In like every capacity too.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna be the one that takes care of everyone when they're old and can't take care of themselves.
yeah, you're like very nurturing and like motherly.
Yeah,
Like everyone,
I know. That's
which
my
is nice.
role. I mean, my name does mean godlike, just so you
It
know.
does.
Yeah.
Mine means princess.
There you go.
All right. Well, that will almost conclude our show. So, in conclusion, there really is just something about having a sister that you can't understand unless you grew up with one, or in our case, three. Hopefully,
Yes.
the other two sisters will agree to be guests at some point, and I'm sure they will because I'm their favorite, because I'm every one of my sister's favorites. And yeah, love you all, and thanks for sitting in the middle of sisterhood with us.
Bye.
Bye.